see it, you have to stand back in the circle. This is the one that happens on, you see it on television, it's pulled off in Las Vegas. It's all 52 cars. That's what we're playing. These are two brothers.
Where's the microphone?
These are two brothers, Ike and Spike. They are two brothers, and they was sitting there one night, and they was going to have a card game between Ike and Spike. So they said, if we're going to have a card game, we've got to get some card players. So Ike jumped in his old car, and he headed down the street. And he went down the street there 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. Spike turned up the street 2 doors, and there he was. He said, what do you got? He said, I got them 4 King brothers. He said, very, very good. I'll give you a $2 tip. So they was playing there for a little while. He said, this isn't much fun. He said, we want to have some women here. So Spike said, I know where the women's at. So he jumped in his old car and he took off. And he went down that street 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks. He turned up the street 2 doors, and there was old Spike. He said, did you get any women? He said, well, sure I did. The 4 Queen sisters. He said, very, very good. He said, I'll give you a $2 tip. So they played for a little while, and Spike said, hey, we're running a little short of booze. He said, I know where some jugs are at. So old Spike took off, and he went down the old street there 1 block, 2 blocks. He turned up the street 3 doors, and there was old Spike. He said, what do you got? He said, you want a jugs? He said, there's 4 jugs and 4 aces. He said, very, very good. He said, I'll give you a $2 tip. They played there till about 12 o'clock at night. Then the King brothers and the Jack sisters went home. Or the Queen sisters went home. I looked at Spike and he said, hell, it's early. He said, let me see if I can find some more players. So old Spike took off. He went down that street there 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks. He turned up the street 2 doors, and there was old Spike. He said, yeah. He said, what do you got? He said, I got the 4 Jack brothers. He said, where'd you find them at this hour of the night? He said, down at the 468 Club. He said, very, very good. I'll give you a $2 tip. So they played for a little while, and I looked at Spike. He said, we're running short of change. So Spike took off to get some change. He dumped the old car and he went down the old street there 1 block, 2 blocks. He turned up them same 2 doors. There was old Spike. He said, what do you got? He said, you want to change, didn't you? He said, there's your 4 10s for your 2 20s. He said, where'd you find them at this hour of the night? He said, hell, I told you there's only one place open, the 468 Club. He said, very, very good. I'll give you a $5 tip. Well, I looked at Spike and he said, you don't look a day over 35. He said, I'm not a day under 65. He said, I got 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls. Get that 4 down there. 4 boys and 3 girls. He said one night down at that 77 Club, we was having a very hot game. This old dude come up with them 4 9s, and he said, buddy, I just whipped him with a royal flush.